Hey guys, welcome to Pokédex, a channel where I build decks for the Pokemon trading card game. Today I'm going to be building around MAlakazam EX. This is one of the most hyped cards from Fates Collide. A lot of people jumped into the hype train when this card came out, and I've seen a lot of deck lists actually for this card. A lot of them with bats, with Crobats and stuff like that to do additional damage to the opponent's Pokemon. And actually I've seen a deck list by my buddy Joe from Team Omnipoke, which I'm going to be linking in the description below, so check it out. And Joe plays his list without any bats because he feels like they're really clunky with the Mega Pokemon, and I tend to agree with that. We actually discussed that a little bit in my last podcast, so you guys can also check that out. But his reasoning, I think, is obviously on spot. I mean, it's really hard to play Mega Pokemon with Spirit Links and all that with another Stage 2 line thrown in there, and Joe just plays Skyfield instead of Dimension Valley, so that he has extra bench space, and he goes all in with Hoopas and Shaman and all that, so he draws a lot of cards. And I guess the best thing to accelerate damage that he plays is the Absol, because for a single slot in the deck you can move 3 damage counters around, so you can put them on the active Pokemon. But my approach is a little bit different. I think I'm trying to combine the best of both approaches, like the bats and the non-bats way. I guess I'll start by explaining what MAlakazam and Alakazam EX do before I explain my point of view. So we start off with Alakazam EX, the basic. It has an attack called Suppression. So we rarely use it, but sometimes it is useful. So for a Colorless and a Psychic, you put 3 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon that have energy attached to them. So sometimes we need to spread damage around, and the opponent has dropped a lot of energies on their Pokemon, so we can actually use Suppression for a good effect. But mostly we're focusing on the ability Kinesis, so when we evolve into MAlakazam EX, we put 2 damage counters on their active Pokemon and 3 on one of their bench Pokemon of our choice. It's a nice way to spread damage around. And then it combines really well with a MAlakazam, because this guy has an attack called Zen Force. So for a Psychic and a Colossus, you do 10 base damage and then 30 more damage for each damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. This is kind of like Wobbuffet, but it's actually 30 instead of 20, so it's more powerful. If the opponent has 4 damage counters on them, you're dealing, I guess 4 times 3, it's 120, plus the 10 base damage is 130, and the 4 damage that's already there, it's 170. So 4 damage on the opponent's Pokemon, if they're at 170 HP, we just knock them out. Of course, a lot of Pokemon have more than that, so with a single extra counter, it's 4 extra damage counters, because it's the damage counter itself plus the 30. So you guys know how that works. It scales really nicely, and my thing with this deck was I really don't like Skyfield too much, because we were forced to drop 2 energy on MAlakazam EX. I guess it's fine because we're drawing so many cards and focusing just on building our bench with Joe's lists, and I kind of like that, but I wanted to play something that was a little faster, I guess. And so I did play some bats in here and some Dimension Valley. So Dimension Valley allows us to attack with MAlakazam EX for just a single energy, which is super good. But we do need the support from the bats to do the extra damage, because we're not going so quickly, and a lot of times we don't draw into the Spirit Links, and it's really awkward to just rely on the Alakazams themselves to do all the snipe damage that we then need to in order to use Zen Force for good effect. So I am playing bats in here, but I'm not playing Crobats. I'm just playing Zubat and Golbat. I felt Crobat was just not pulling its weight, because first of all it's a stage 2, so it's extra clunky, and second of all we don't really need it if you think about it. As I said, 2 damage counters on the active, and then 2 from Golbat, it's already 4 damage counters, so if they're at 170, that's enough to knock them out. If they're not, I guess an extra Crobat kills them, and remember that we're dealing 3 to the bench, so if we deal 3 damage to the bench, then 20 extra damage with a Golbat, that's 5 damage counters, and then we Lysander them out nicely and we kill them. So that also works out really nicely for us, I think. And that's the reason why I'm playing just a 3-3 Golbat line. No Crobats in here. I guess I'll start by talking the card by card analysis. So we have 2 Shaman EX in here for extra card draw, obviously. The bench space is kind of important, but we're not too clunky because we don't play Oop or anything like that, so we do have the space for Shaman. We are playing a 4-3 MAlakazam line. As I said, it's kind of hard to have a lot of megas in this deck and play them profitably, so I'm only playing 3, but I am playing the 4 Spirit Links, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, 4-3 Mega Alakazam line, this is our main attacker for sure, but we're only playing 3 like in most Mega decks. And then we're playing a 3-3 Golbat line, as I mentioned. Another thing that we're playing is Devolution Spray. I'm playing a couple. This is kind of like the replacement for Crobat. I think it's better to play Devolution Spray, because if you have a Zubat and a Golbat in play, you can just Devolution Spray and evolve in the same turn, which you couldn't if it was a Golbat. You kind of had to really wait for the next turn. And then Devolution Spray also works on the Mega Alakazam, obviously, so I think we have better use out of this card than we would out of a Crobat. We are playing 1 Starling Megaphone. Would love to be able to play 2, so maybe I'll cut something from the deck later and play another Starling Megaphone, because it's really important to get rid of the Fighting Fury belts from our opponents. We are playing 1 Super Rod. Sometimes we get really awkward hands and we are forced to discard some of our guys, so this is a nice way to shuffle them back. Of course, it also shuffles energy, because we're playing a very low count of energy, I think. 4 Super Scoop Up. If this card hits, it's one of the best cards in the game. As you guys know, it heals all the damage, brings all of our guys to our hand so that we can play them again and drop some more damage counters in our opponent's Pokemon. And remember, we do get the Spirit Links back so that we can drop on another Pokemon if we want to. We are playing 3 Trainer's Mail for extra consistency. Ultra Balls, we're playing 4, and of course also 4 VS Seeker, one of the best cards in the format. We're playing 1 AZ. It's a really cool card here. It not only draws us cards with Shaymin, it also does extra damage with our Bats and Alakazam, but remember that we lose the Spirit Links if we use this, so you kind of have to be careful with AZ, but I think just a single supporter that we can bring back with VS Seeker, obviously it pulls its weight. It's really important to have. 2 Lysander, as I mentioned, we are dealing 3 damage to the bench, and actually with Bats we can deal damage wherever we want, so it's very cool to Lysander out something that we put damage on and just take a knockout there. We are playing 3 N and 4 Sycamore as far as card drawing goes, and of course 1 Skyla, and the reason for Skyla is it's just a one-off, so we can bring it back with VS Seeker if nothing else. It goes for a ball, so that we can always have Shaymin and draw extra cards, so it's kind of like an N and a Sycamore in that regard, but it does something very crucial for this deck. It's the 5th Spirit Link, so to speak. We can grab a Spirit Link from our deck, and sometimes that's super good. So we have Skyla in here. It's also extra damage if we have a Golbat and a Devolution. We can grab a Devolution Spray from our deck, so really cool to have. 4 Dimension Valley is also a card that we can grab with the Skyla, and it's a card that's very important for us, not only because we want to trump our opponent's stadiums a lot of times, especially if they're Silent Labs, but because it cuts the cost of our Pokemon's attacks, and that's super important in this deck. And we're playing 7 basic Psychic Energy, which I guess are enough. Maybe we could play 6. I actually started with 6, but a lot of times I was not drawing the energy. I guess that happens a lot to me, so I usually err on the side of playing more energy than less. So I think I'm happier with 7 than I would be with 6. That's the list for you guys, so let's go try it out and see how we go. Okay, we got ourselves a match against a Dragon Darkness colorless deck. Don't really know what to expect here. Let's see what our opponent shows us. Let's see who goes first. Our opponent is calling the coin flip, and we lost. Okay, so he's going first, probably. Yeah, he is. Maybe this is some sort of Noivern deck or something. I don't know. We have a very awkward hand because we don't have a supporter. So do I start with Alakazam? No, I think I'll start with Zubat. And I kind of want my opponent to end us, so I don't think I play the Alakazam. Yeah, I think I want to increase the chances that our opponent plays N. I know maybe. Okay, so we see an Yveltal, beautiful baby Yveltal from Generations. Yeah, we got End. that's great. I think maybe the opponent would end anyways if he saw the Alakazam in play, but I don't know. Plus, we don't get Head Ringer this way. Getting Head Ringered in this deck is so bad for us. Oh my god, our hand is potentially even worse than it was. I don't know. Okay, our opponent drops a Stadium. Doesn't scare me too much. And a Floatstone. Okay, so he's not killing our Golbat with that guy. That's for sure. He discards a couple of energy and he gets a Shaymin. Okay. Can accelerate energy into play starting next turn. Hopefully we will draw a nice supporter here and get out of this predicament. So Is this a pass? Okay, we see another Ultra Ball. Discarding 2 Sycamore, okay. So my opponent probably has very nice things in his hand, and he drops the Darkrai. Darkrai EX. And we get an Ultra Ball, okay, so I can drop the Alakazam. I will play the energy there, but I will discard the Mega and the Golbat because I have extras. And I'll grab a Shaymin if we have it. Yeah, we do have one. Okay, so there's one in the prizes. And I will drop the energy. And I will play the Shaymin. Let's see what we get here. Okay, we get a Dimension Valley. Let's play this guy. And we don't have a supporter. That's... I mean, we have Lysander, but yeah, I don't play the Dimension Valley here, I think I'll just play the Lysander just to be disruptive. So I get the Darkrai. I don't know. Let's think for a bit. If I get the Darkrai, it needs... with a single energy, it doesn't kill the Zubat, so... With a DCE, I mean... Because that's 20 base damage and then 20 from the energy on the discard pile. And this way, the opponent cannot accelerate energy straight away. So it just drops the Color. So I don't think we're going to see an attack here, which is great for us because we kind of need the time. Okay, we see Sycamore. Oh, man. Max Elixir, okay. That's another reason for playing Lysander there. Fighting Fury Belt, that's kind of annoying, but it's nothing that we can't work around with. Okay, let's see. Okay, we got a Sycamore. That's perfect. That is perfect. But actually, I don't think... Yeah, I'm not sure I'll play this turn. So let's... Okay, Golbat goes here. We drop 20 damage here. Yeah. And actually... I think I will evolve and lose my turn. So I devolution. No, actually, yeah. Okay, so Golbat retreats for free. So first of things first, I'm going to retreat. I know I'm putting my guy in danger, but I don't really care at this point because I can kill the Darkrai next turn. I think this way, yeah, because that will be 60 damage on it. So it's 1,000,000 damage from Alakazam. It's not 1,000,000. It's 190, which will be enough. And we're dealing 30 to that Yveltal on the bench, which is not that bad because... Oh, Giratina. Why is it... Yeah, okay, it makes sense. So the Double Dragon Energy counts as Dark. I guess that's what he's going for here. That's actually pretty smart. And yeah, the 30 damage on that Yveltal is actually quite good, as I was saying, because 30 damage times 3, it's 90 from Alakazam, plus the 10 from the base of the attack, it's 100 damage, plus the 30 that's already there, so we can actually kill the maybe Yveltal with the 30 damage that we already put there. The Giratina is going to be a little bit hard for us to deal with. Okay, our opponent Lysander's out to Shaymin. Okay, we draw the Super Scoop Up. Let's see if we hit. Yeah, we do. Okay, that's perfect. It's extra card draw for us. Let's go with this guy, and it didn't attack us, which was great for us there. So I'm going to put this damage. Yeah, I think I'll go for the Giratina because it's going to be kind of awkward. We can deal damage to it with Alakazam, but it's not going to be great. Okay, actually I'm going to evolve this guy because that's extra damage here. Yeah, and I can get an Alakazam later that can deal damage to that Giratina. So. And we're drawing prizes. If our opponent drops another Pokemon down, we don't really need to even care about Giratina, but let's see, let's play this thing. And ooh, Starling Megaphone. I actually don't think I want the Starling Megaphone now, because I will kill that Darkrai EX anyway, so I'd rather keep it in the deck for later, I think. Okay. What is the play here? Do I Super Scoop Up? Yeah, I'll try to. Okay, we fail. That's fine. I mean, okay, we get an N. I'll get it, just get it out of the deck, because I will start taking prizes here, so we are less motivated to play N, I guess. So let's just kill this thing. We hit it for 170 up to 230 damage, so we draw a Shaymin and a Golbat, which not the greatest draws here out of the prizes. Probably just end up discarding them for the Sycamore. I kind of like this AZ because, okay, we see a Max Elixir. If he hits, no, it doesn't hit. Okay. Or I see a lot of people playing Max Elixirs in deck decks with a lot of special energy and stuff like that. I wonder how many Dark is playing. But I have the feeling that my opponent sees Max Elixir failing a lot. So this thing is 160 HP right now, but without that Fighting Fury belt, it's only 120. I mean, we still have to deal the damage to that, so maybe we just AZ this turn. Kind of want my opponent to deal a lot of damage to our Alakazam so that we can, I guess, use the AZ profitably, and then drop the Alakazam again and start dealing damage to the Giratina. Reverse Valley. Giratina, I don't really know how to say it, but okay, our opponent finds a stadium. That's cool because we will spend our Dimension Valley that we have in our hand and maybe play a Shaman for some extra cards. We got hit for 30 and our opponent is accelerating 1 energy into, I guess the Giratina would be the choice, yeah. There we go. Okay, we draw a Zubat, that's wonderful. I actually think I'm going to save this thing in my hand. I'm just going to drop the Dimension Valley and kill his Yveltal here. Yeah, but I can't play the supporter this turn. So I think I will AZ. What do I AZ? Maybe the Golbat? And then we drop the Zubat, and then next turn we have a very explosive turn. Like we play Golbat, Shaman, and Startling Megaphone, and that seems wonderful because that's essentially 80 damage to that Giratina, down to 80, I guess. So 100 damage, we're killing this dude. Actually, we don't even need to focus on the Giratina, maybe that's just wrong. Maybe we just should be just putting damage counters on the Shaman. And that Zoroark. Let's see what happens. Oh, and okay, so we got End, which I guess is fine. I mean, we have a lot of outs, and we still have attackers in play. Okay, we got an N and a Dimension Valley and an Energy. Nothing that we really need too much of, but we'll see how this goes. We got hit with Chaos Wheel. And if we de-evolve this guy, it still survives, which is fine. Okay, I will play N. Do I play the Energy first? No, I think I'll just N. I'd rather have the Energy attachment if I need it later. Okay, we actually have a pretty decent draw here, so I'm going to play the Shaman and draw 4 cards. And then we have 2 VS Seekers for later, so let's see what we have here. Got a Spirit Link and a Devolution Spray, which actually is quite nice, I think. Because I can retreat with this Alakazam. Or do I want to de-evolve this guy and use it? No, I think I will retreat with it because I don't give my opponent prizes. And at the same time, the other Alakazam actually has the Spirit Link. So if I need to drop extra damage counters, I can still do it next turn. I mean, I guess I could do it because I have another Spirit Link in my hand, but I don't know. Oh, I can't play the Spirit Link because Giratina attacked. Yeah, that's... I guess that's a reason not to do that. I think I'll drop this energy on the Alakazam. Yeah, on the Mega. It is close to dying, but it's still another attacker, so let's put 3 damage counters on this guy. And he's getting close to death. We know we have the Starling Megaphone somewhere in our deck, so hopefully you can draw it also. See another energy coming into that Zorua. We do have Lysander and AZ and Sycamore in our discard, but I don't know what I want here. We should have saved the energy and just go with Sycamore. With AZ, I mean, and then, yeah, maybe I should have. Because I could just retreat with this Alakazam, play the Mega, and then use the other Alakazam. The basic one. Yeah, maybe that should have been better. That would have been better, I mean. That would have been 50 damage on this dude. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. He's not killing us here, and that's great for us. Because that just gives us time to drop damage where we want. I mean, even though we cannot deal with Giratina that well. Okay, we see Zoroark. Is my opponent attacking us? Did he play an energy this turn? I was distracted. I didn't see. So, okay, we got End again. Ugh. Hopefully we draw something nice. We have a lot of nice draws. Okay, actually we do. Yveltal. That would be scary if my opponent actually charged it up. But we see an attack and... Okay, we have an Ultra Ball. that we can actually use here, and then we can Sycamore. Yeah, I'm going to Ultra Ball, discard the Spirit Links that I can't use anyways, and I'm just going for the Mega Alakazam, I think. Or do I just get a Golbat? Yeah, this Golbat means that, yeah, means that we can attack this turn. If we evolve, we wouldn't be able to attack, and I think it's just better to put some damage with this thing here. We could have gone for another Pokemon, as I said, but I think... Okay, this is nice. We have a Super Scoop Up, which I hope hits. Yeah, I play this turn, don't I? This guy is at 110, so minus 40, it's 70 actually. So that's 2 attacks and I guess a bat or something. 34, 70. I'm just making some calculations in my head, sorry. Yeah, I guess I'll play the Scoop Up. And it fails, so oh well. We could play the Super Rod, but I guess there's really... Yeah, this guy is going to die my Alakazam, so maybe I just wanted to bring it back. I don't know. Let's just use this attack. We dealt damage to the Zoroark, which is also very nice. Maybe it will come into play later, because now my opponent has a couple of attackers, but they're both damaged. So okay, we got hit with this Giratina, and now we actually can attack with Alakazam or with the Golbat. No, actually the Golbat isn't enough, because okay, we get 30 away and then he's left at 40, I guess. Yeah, we get we play the Megaphone here. I guess we haven't played any VS Seeker, so we can actually discard this one. So I'm playing the Super Rod. I'm gonna guess an energy is important, and I guess a Golbat and Mega Alakazam. I think we need to draw an energy here. Okay, we do. That's perfect. Actually, we drew a lot of energy here. And this guy's at 40, so I actually have to play this Golbat, so... Yeah, there we go. We actually killed the Giratina, which is fine. Our opponent is going to kill our Mega Alakazam with that Zoroark. But it's not that bad, because we have the Mega in the bench. So unless he kills both of them, which I don't really see how that's going to happen with its board state. I guess my opponent could play like a Fright Night Yveltal out of nowhere, but that wouldn't kill our Alakazam that we have in the active position, so that wouldn't be enough. Anyways, he could, I mean, I saw an energy switch from my opponent, so he could play Fright Night Yveltal, double colorless energy switch, but I don't even think he plays DCE, so... Okay, we see VS Seeker. Is he going to end us again? Yeah, he is. End to 1. It doesn't really make a difference, because we can just kill that Zoroark with our Mega Alakazam anyways, after he kills our active. Yeah, he goes for that, okay. So I guess that's how the game goes, right? Just got end to 1, but we still win anyways. So we get Mind Jacked, our guy dies, and now we just win the game. Just okay, so our opponent concedes, saving us some time. So that's the deck. That was a little awkward start, I guess, but actually decent win. We got to pile on a lot of damage on a Giratina, which we couldn't even damage with our main attacker, which is Mega Alakazam. So that's actually quite a nice deck. Quite a nice match. Sorry, I guess it kind of goes to show the flexibility of our damage, because we have Golbat for extra damage counters. We don't need to evolve into Mega Alakazam so much, so we could actually attack with Alakazam, which was quite nice there. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you try it out. Tell me how you're building your own Mega Alakazam decks. If you're using bats, if you're not using bats, if you're going with Skyfield or Dimension Valley, I want to know. So please comment on the comment section below, and I guess I'll catch you guys back next time. Bye.